Yeah.
Right. Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh Bahashim,
Bahasham,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahushua,
Bahashim,
Bahasham,
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash, the Mahanatai, all the apostles, all the bishops, the great millstone, still well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right. Brothers in Great Millstone, Mississippi. All right, and you got it.
All right. Coming to another lesson, dealing with the great transition. All right. Because if you understand prophecy, the scriptures always speak about, the end of a particular kingdom and the beginning of a particular kingdom. Because when you go into the Bible, prophecy is centered around, Jacob and Esau. you know. So these two nations, all right, their rulerships are always tied to each other, in the scriptures. Let me get Hebrews 11:20 real quick. When you go into the blessing that was given to Esau and the blessing that was given to Jacob, all right, they coincide with each other. They coincide with each other. All right, it all ties in. And see, we in the time now, all right, where Esau Edom was within his blessing that was given to him by Isaac. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 20. By faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come.
Yeah, by faith, Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come, and it was this time now. All right, because Esau Edom would be the last heathen, all right, to have power and authority in the earth. You know, all these heathens that have their chance at rulership, and Esau Edom is the last of the heathen. And he was blessed with this rulership by Isaac. The dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth, living by the sword. So he's fulfilling this blessing now because he has conquered the earth and colonized the earth, all right, by the sword, man. He obtained the fatness of the earth through the sword, but it was concerning, all right, things to come. Because the end game is for Israel to be set up, man. Go ahead.
Like add to dealing with Jacob and Esau, which would produce two nations. The Israelites and the Edomites. Dealing with these two nations, we were the only nations that were basically promised to control the entire planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got something real quick.
Yeah.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first.
Yeah, and that goes directly into Jacob and Esau because right now Esau is first. And this system, or what they call white supremacy, which is really Edomite supremacy, is set up for the Israelite man to be last, man. All right? Because you have 8 Edomites in America that own more land than every Israelite in America, man. You know, 8 Edomites own more land than tens of millions Israelites, man. Why? Because in this system, it's set up for us to be last, man. But there's going to be a great transition, and we're in the midst of it now. That's why the energy of the earth is changing, man. The mindset of people in the earth is changing. People are not looking at Esau Edom as this great savior of the earth, man. You have a lot of people that's looking at this man sideways. Why is that, man? Because this word is going out, man. And now we're in the time for this man to be exposed, all right, taken out of power, put into captivity, and eventually destroyed, man. Yeah, bro.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7.
Yep.
Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Mm-hmm.
Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows?
Yeah, the parting asunder of the time, or the divide. All right, because Esau rulership, would be the pretty much the marker for the end of all Gentile rulership. What you can get that in Luke 21 and 24 real quick. Esau Edom, his rulership would be the marker, all right, for the last of the heathens to come into power.
Luke chapter 21.
Yeah, bro.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 24.
Yep.
and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
And they're speaking of 70 A.D. when our people ran out of Jerusalem by the Romans. You know, the invasion of the Romans, and what happened, man? You know, that would lead to eventually our people going into captivity, man. Now you had some of our people that went in captivity then, but those that fled into, you know, the interiors of Africa, you know, eventually they was rounded up and put in captivity, man. You know, so Yahweh Shai, he's covering, you know, a lot of time within his precept. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles,
Yep.
until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, and our land has been trodden down by these heathens, man. You know, you always had, you know, these heathens want control of Jerusalem. You know, you go into the different crusades, you go into the different Ishmael, all right, had they different caliphates, you know, Islam caliphates that wanted, you know, control of Jerusalem. You see? So these heathens been fighting over our land for all these years until the time that the Gentiles be fulfilled. And it's gonna be fulfilled with Esau Edom in power, man. This is the part and the son of the time Esau Edom being in power, all right, and controlling the whole earth, man, even in our land over there in Jerusalem, man. You know?
It's funny too, because when people hear about, you know, Amalek and Ishmael fighting for their land, they act as if that was always happening.
Yeah.
You know, see how that goes back thousands of years ago. You know, when you deal with when those fake Jews got planted in our land, that wasn't that long ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, people was, you know, people always had their eyes centered on their holy land.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you said that I got something else for you.
You got it, bro.
All right, Amos chapter 7 and verse 17. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, and there's also a token, you know, of who we are. Like these prophecies are the token. When the scriptures say the spirit bear witness with our spirit, well, it's talking about the spirit of the Bible. Because the Bible is a spirit. The spirit of Yahweh Shai, you know, which is the spirit of truth, the spirit of prophecy, all right, and the comforter. So within that, all right, how does the spirit, all right, the Bible bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High? Because it lines up with prophecy. Because pretty much there's nothing but black culture, man. Where the women are harlots and the niggas die by the sword. You see, when you look at the energy, you know, amongst Jake, when you go to any type of event and Jake is there, all right, what's being promoted? The women, all right, are dressed in harlot attire, and the type of music that's being played, all right, is a music of Jake killing each other, man. You see? So that prophecy alone is a token of who we are. Go ahead.
Like I said, black culture.
Yep.
And our land shall be divided by line.
Mm-hmm. Divided by line, all right, because you have, you know, those Palestinians, they got their little territories over there in that land, and then you got, you know, those gutter rats over there dwelling in portions of our land. You got, you know, Ethiopians in our land, man, Moab, all right, they're in our land, and they all have divided our land by portion, man. Go ahead.
And Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land.
Yep. Israel should go into captivity forth of his land, because it was meant for us to be in captivity under these heathens, all right, under Esau Edom, all right, going back to Hebrews 11 and 20, how through faith Isaac led Jacob and Esau of things to come, all right, because with Esau getting in, coming in power through the sword, all right, what was his first act during the Renaissance period? What did he do? He enslaved, all right, the tribes, man. He started enslaving the tribes, man, rounding the tribes up, man, and putting them in captivity. You see? So this is the fulfillment of that. But see, now, all right, what has happened, man? The Lord has set us in order, all right, in front of their eyes. With that Psalm 50.
Yep.
And on 20, you know? Then we get that Baruch, you know, in the land of captivity.
Psalm chapter 50, verse 20.
Yep.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Mm-hmm.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Yeah, and this is speaking of Esau Edom, the wicked. All right, who is his brother Jacob? You know, because we had the same father and mother, Isaac and Rebekah. Go ahead.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silence.
Yep.
Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Yeah, because as Esau was coming into power, you know, through the sword, All right, the Most High pretty much let this man have free range, man. You know, he's been able to just prosper in his wickedness, man. You know, but it's gonna come to a point where Yahweh Shem Al Shah will intervene, and that's what we're seeing now. Yahweh Shem Al Shah is intervening between this conflict of Jacob and Esau, man. Go ahead.
Thou thoughtest thou was altogether such and one as thyself,
Yep.
but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Yeah, so what's happening is we're being reproved. Esau is being reproved. All right, but we're being set in order. Why? Because it's a transition. So now Esau, he's getting his ass cussed out, you know, and he's putting us in the spirit to be in order. Why? Because there's a great transition, man. We're in the midst of a great transition. That's why, you know, the things of this world don't matter. All right, start not to matter. Like the things of our day-to-day life, they starting to matter less and less because we're transitioning to something else. You see? So the thing around us is starting to matter less and less and less. And this is what matters more and more and more because we're transitioning, man. All right? It's just like with anything. It was a time where the VCR was the popping thing. You know? That was the popping thing. But then what happened? The CD, the DVD player started coming into play. It didn't come in overnight. What happened? It was a transition from VCRs to DVDs. And now the VCR is null and void. You see?
Yep.
And what we're doing, we're investing in something. When we invest in the kingdom, when we spend our time and energy, all right, all the sacrifice we make for the ministry, what we're doing, we're investing, all right, in the kingdom that hasn't came yet. So imagine someone, all right, that invested in Apple when the stocks are worth a penny. You see? And that's what we're doing. We're investing in something before it fully is set in place, man. All right? So we're going through that great transition, man, of the kingdom, man. Go ahead.
So now what's the other one you had one?
Baruch 3 and I think Baruch 3 and 8.
3 and 8.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yep. Because in this captivity under Esau Edom, the Most High put his spirit on his men to rise up, man. You know, and his word to start going forth. You know, this is the most precious thing we can invest in, man. Nothing amounts to it. You know, because everything else is temporal. Everything else is, you know, it can come and go. But this is the only thing that's gonna be stable at the end of the day. Go ahead.
Baruch chapter 3 verse 8.
Yep.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Yep.
Where thou hast scattered us.
Yep. So we're yet this day in our captivity where we've been scattered. But in the midst of us being in captivity, what happened? He started putting us in order. His word is putting us in order. Because the Bible is full of what? Instructions, doctrine. You see? And this is what's putting the elect in order, this word, man. In the midst of our captivity, we're being put in order, man. You know? You go back to that second Ezra 6.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 8. He said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of them. Were born of him. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yep.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Yeah, Esau is the end of the world, end of this age. Esau is the end of the age of these actual Gentiles, these heathens, these other nations being in power. Esau is the end of that age. There'll never be another age in existence where heathen will have, all right, rulership. This is it. You know? This is the grand finale of all heathen rulership, man. So it said Esau the end of the world. It's talking about the world of heathens being in power, man. It's over with, man. You know? Yeah, something, bro.
And the heavy part about it, you know, these are all temporary ages.
Yep.
But, you know, you got that old saying, save the best for last. And that's basically where you get the Israelites, man. You know? An eternal kingdom that's never going to go down. And I got it here.
Yep.
In Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
Yep, a kingdom that should never be destroyed, because every other empire has been destroyed, you know, or they ruled, or they was absorbed into another, kingdom. All right, but this one will never. This kingdom that's finna be established through Yahweh Shah on the throne of David, that's eternal. All right, the governing body of Israel, that's eternal. That's why Apostle Paul was going so hard about brothers doing what, man? Fighting for the crown. But this is incorruptible, man. You see, if we miss it this go around, you ain't gonna be able to work your way into a position in the kingdom. No, this is where you work your way into a position in the kingdom now. You see, this is where the fight at now. This is where you overcome everything you gotta overcome now. All right, so we can be on those thrones in the future, man. You see, this is the chance. This is the only chance we got right here, man. You got it, bro.
which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
You should not be left to other people, which means it's not going to be absorbed by another nation. A heathen nation is not going to rise up to power within the kingdom and absorb our nation. Like the Persians and Medes, did to the Babylonian kingdom. They pretty much just absorbed it. That's not going to happen. Within our rulership, man. It's going to be an eternal kingdom established, all right, in righteousness, man. You can get that in Matthew 24 and 35. We in the midst of a great transition, man, and what we're doing, all right, you brothers, what we're doing, we're putting ourselves, we're fighting to be one of the top tier men of this kingdom to come. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 35.
Yep.
Heaven and earth shall pass away.
Yep.
But my words shall not pass away.
Yeah, so heaven and earth, all right, heaven, this current rulership gonna pass away. The earth in this, corrupted condition, it's gonna pass away. It's gonna be afresh. But the word is not gonna pass away. So this is all we got right now. You gotta understand, this is all we got is the word. Everything else is subject to change, man. Everything around us is subject to change, man. All right, it pretty much where, our daily life is on automatic, man. This is what we focus in now, man. This is the focus. This is the business. This is the only thing that means something. Everything else don't mean nothing. So we in the mind frame now where we're locking into this transition. We riding the wave into the transition, man. You see, we see the prophecies happen exactly as the Lord said they would happen, man. All right? So everything that's written is going to be fulfilled, man. And we have to move in that energy, man. You see? Go back to that second energy.
Okay.
6 and 8.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Jacob's heel held, Jacob's hand held the heel of Esau, and what did it represent? It was going to be a transition. It wasn't going to be a space, because usually when, twins are born, you have one come out, all right, then you have another one come out a little later on, because, like, you'll ask twins, like, which one older, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm 5 minutes older than my twin brother, you see? But with this birth, Jacob came right behind Esau, holding his heel.
Connected.
Yep, showing that what? It was going to be a transition of kingdoms. And Jacob was going to pull Esau out of power. This is what we're doing with this word. We're snatching this man out of power. All right? This man is being snatched out of power, all right, by the energy of Jacob, man. The elect of Israel, the house of David, man, is pulling this man out of power, man. Because his main element, all right, of running his kingdom was deception. But see, now that deception is being unveiled, every day there's some new information coming out on this devil, man. And now the subjects of his kingdom are not in tune with this man's rulership anymore. They're frustrated, man. All right, you look at all these different protests. When you look in French, Australia, man, you got millions of people protesting, man. All right, millions of people are protesting this man's kingdom, all right, because they are waking up to it, man. You see, and the energy of this word going out plays a big part in that. You got it, bro.
For Esau is the end of the world,
yep,
and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Yep, and you can get Daniel 7 and 10. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning, All right, the beginning of what? The everlasting kingdom, man. You know? So pretty much the end is near for these heathen nations rulership, but the beginning, all right, is near for us, man. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 10. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him.
Yep. What's matter of fact started on
Sorry, 9.
started 6.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 6. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl.
Yeah, and that leopard, all right, goes into the Greeks, man. You know, the Greeks came into power after the Persians and Medes. You know, Alexander took down, all right, Darius the III. You know, as you read in First Maccabees, man. So this, like when the scriptures say in Numbers, you know, Amalek shall be the first of the nations. Well, it was Amalek, the Edomites of the tribe of Amalek, that came into this position of having a world, you know, power. All right, through the Greeks. You know, go ahead.
The beast had also 4 heads.
Yep.
And dominion was given to it.
Yeah, hey, no, 4 heads go to those 4 generals, man. You know, that split up the Greek Empire after Alexander's death, man. You have Ptolemy, all right, Lysimachus, Cassandra, all right, and the Seleucid Empire, man. You know, which Seleucia is the line that Antiochus Epiphanes came out of, man. You see, go ahead.
After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast.
Now this 4th beast, all right, which is the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Dreadful and terrible.
Yep.
And strong exceedingly.
Yep, and the Roman Empire was a very mighty military. You know, it was a well-disciplined, you know, it was a rich, you know, military. You know, Rome had, you know, a lot of resources, man. You know, go ahead.
And strong exceedingly.
Yep.
And had great iron teeth.
Yep.
It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
Yep, and Rome, you know, would pretty much just devour, you know, these different kingdoms that was around it, man. You know, they would just run through them. Because they far exceeded these nations militarily, man. You know, go ahead.
And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it.
Yep.
And it had 10 horns.
Yeah, and it was diverse because it wasn't a monarchy. You know, they had, you know, your Congress, your Senate, you know, your different political parties. You see, go ahead.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn.
Yep, and that little horn is America. Go ahead.
Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
Yeah, and those 3 horns that were plucked up by the roots goes into the Britain, the French, and Spanish, which America defeated all them in wars, you know, and pretty much became that dominant, you know, powerhouse of this beast system. That's how America has become the harlot that rides the beast. You see? When you ride the beast, you control where that beast going. Of course, a horse is much stronger than a man. But when that man is on the horse, all right, and got that bridle, all right, he's controlling where that horse go. And America has pretty much been controlling the tempo of how things been going in the earth. That's why you hear, when you go into geopolitics, how America is making unilateral moves, which means they make moves by themselves. They don't need approval for these other nations to do nothing, man. You see? Because why? America has emerged as that superpower from, all right, this beast system, man. You know, go ahead.
I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots.
Yep.
And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man.
Go ahead.
And a mouth speaking great things.
Go ahead.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down. All right. And who was ruling this 4th beast? What nation of people? Esau, Edom. Edom is the end of the world. All right. Because you go into all these, you know, Daniel 7 chapter, it goes into all these empires. But then who's the last empire? America. Then all the thrones were cast down. You know, Esau, Edom, his empire that he will be ruling in the last days, this will be cast down. He's the end of the age of the heathen, man. Go ahead.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
Yeah, in the ancient days, the Most High. All right.
Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Yep.
His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels was burning fire.
Yeah, that's that chariot. You know, that the Most High was on, man. So Daniel was seeing this. He's seeing this vision, you know. He's seen all the beasts, and then what happened, man? All right, he's seeing these thrones cast down. So he's seeing what this beast being conquered. All right, go ahead.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him.
Yep.
Thousands minister unto him.
Yep.
And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him.
And that's the chariots that surround the throne, waiting on, you know, the decree for whatever Yahweh Shem Shah wants done. All right, they just hover around the throne, waiting on the decree, waiting on the order. All right, go ahead.
The judgment was set,
Yep.
and the books were open.
The judgment was set, and the books were open. What book? The Bible, because within the Bible contains the judgment of Esau, Edom. You see? So now it's like the Most High is considering, like it said in Psalms 50, you know, thou thoughtest together I was as one as deep. No, but now the Most High to open the books, like, okay, now it's time, all right, to go forth with this judgment written, man. You know? This the time that we in now. The Most High is executing. Now prophecy is walking this man down. And see what Esau was trying to do with this whole agenda, all right? Everything that's involved in this agenda that he's pushing forth, he's trying to prevent this. He's trying to wiggle out of prophecy, man. All right? But he knows, at least know these, he at least know exactly what Daniel 7 chapter is speaking of, man. They're trying to wiggle out of it, man. Go ahead.
Psalm chapter 73 and verse 20.
Yep.
As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
And that's what's happening. The Most High being awakened, not that he physically sleeps. It's talking about what? He's becoming active. Because when you're awake, that's when you become active. So the Most High is being active now, all right, with taking Esau, Edom down. We're watching this man being taken down. The Most High put the spirit on him to start taking himself down in hopes that he can try to build back better. You see? This man is in the big trick bag, man, and we're watching it play out. Go ahead.
All right, back in Daniel 7 and 11.
Yep.
I beheld them because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame.
Yeah, there's nuclear destruction, you know, because America gonna receive the bulk of the destruction, but all these EU nations gonna get hit with missiles, man. All right, the beast, the infrastructure of this beast system, all the strongholds and the major cities of this beast system, they gonna get hit, man. Because when you look at nuclear targets, all right, they always target the most heavily populated, all right, cities, man. You know, so Russia got a lot of European nation, all right, European cities on their nuclear hit list, man. You know, the bulk of them gonna come to America, but EU gonna get bust up too. So this whole beast system, all right, is gonna be broken down. In America, the horde that rides on this beast system gonna be completely destroyed. Go ahead.
As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away.
Yep.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time.
Yep, and that's for captivity, man. You see, it said that dominion was taken away, showing you what, man, that now we come to a time where Yahweh Shai is about to what? Absorb all the kingdoms of the earth. All right? That's why scripture referred to him as what? Having many crowns. All right? Because he's going to absorb all the rulership on the planet earth. He's going to dominate, all right, these heathens military, you know. He's going to destroy their militaries, and then he's going to absorb all the power in the earth, man, and he's going to divide it amongst his men. That's why Yahweh Shai said, hold fast that which I have till I come, all right? And I will give you power over the nation. Why would he be able to give us power over the nation? Because he's finna come conquer everything, man. So he can distribute out, you know, rulership how he wants to, man. You see? You got it, bro.
Verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him.
Yep, that's Yahweh Shai being brought to the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
And there was given him dominion and glory in a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
Yep, go ahead.
His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Yep. So We in a time now where that king, we're transitioning to that kingdom. The dominion been given to Yahweh Shai. It just has to play out here. Well, they get that in Ephesians 1 and 18. See, it just has to play out on this side, but in the spiritual realm, Yahweh Shai already has this rank. You see, the dominion of the earth has already been given to him. He just has to come pretty much claim his kingdom. When Yahweh Shai come, he's going to come claim his kingdom, man. And we're transitioning before he comes and pretty much they'll put the stamp on his kingdom. Go ahead.
Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 19. And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to us who believe?
Yep, to us who believe, go ahead.
According to the working of his mighty power.
The working of his mighty power. Because it's gonna take an immense amount of power to transition the kingdom from Esau, Edom, you know, in which the Most High has exalted him in the earth, you know. It's gonna take a lot of power for the kingdom to be transitioned from Esau to us, man. That's why the Most High allowed us to be so low, and He allowed him to be so high, so He can showcase power, man. You see, with this great transition, man. All right, He's Most High is showcasing His power, showing that I put who I want in rulership. It ain't got nothing to do with militaries or resources or it don't have nothing to do with that. It don't have to do with being a great war strategist. No, it's about who I want to be in power. And that's what the Most High is going to showcase in the earth, man. So
like I say in Jeremiah, how America's that hammer of the earth.
Yep.
The Heavenly Father made America the hammer of the earth. You know. All right, verse 20, which He wrought in Hamashiach when He raised him from the dead. And set him at his own right hand in the heavenly places.
Yeah, going back to what Daniel was seeing in the 7th chapter. The ancient, the Son of Man was brought to who? The Ancient of Days. So when Yahweh Shai was resurrected, all right, and He ascended in that chariot, He was brought to the Ancient of Days. And He was set at His right hand, until, all right, it was time for Him to come back and stake claim to His kingdom. Go ahead.
Far above all principality and power and might and dominion.
Yeah, even the spiritual demon Satan, who Esau worshipped, all right, has to answer to Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh Shai, all right, is putting the spirit on Satan. Is giving a decree to Satan to deceive Esau, man. All right, the scripture say the deceiver and the deceived are him, are his. You see, it say with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his, so everything flows from what Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah wants, man. It just plays out in the earth, man, but it's all for his agenda. Go ahead.
And every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come.
And also that which is to come. And we're investing in what's to come. You see? This is what we're investing in. This place has lost stock. The people of this society, they had lost its value. Everything and everybody within this society, their value is dropping. The only thing that's becoming valuable is things concerning the kingdom. Everything else is losing value, man. So since we got the heads up, all right, what are we doing? We investing in the thing that's becoming more valuable, man. You see? You can jump back to Daniel and jump to
verse. Okay, go ahead.
Started, you just keep reading through.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, did you want me to read 14?
Yeah, just read out, keep reading through.
All right, Daniel 7:14, and there was given
real quick.
And there was given him dominion and glory in a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And a lot of times we gotta remember, and we do these lessons beginning with us speaking to ourselves. Hey, Yahweh Shai was promised his kingdom really before the world began, man. All right? So, when we speak about the kingdom of heaven, like I mentioned before, somebody mentioned a while back, it's really a culmination. What we see scene play out with Adam in the garden, this is basically part 2, But, in this time, Yahweh Shai is coming back in his glory, man. Basically, this the upgraded version of Adam. it begins with Yahweh Shai, but then after that, his elect, man. But he was really promised this kingdom going back to the very beginning. It's just that we're seeing it play out now.
Yep.
You know.
You keep going. Yep.
All right, come on.
Read through.
Daniel 7 and 15.
Yep.
I, Daniel, was grieved in my body. Excuse me. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me.
Go ahead.
I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things.
Yeah, so he's going to break this thing down. And this is pretty much a detailed, all right, account of Esau being the end of the world and Jacob the beginning of his default. So pretty much this breakdown, when you go into the end of Daniel 7 chapter, is like a detailed account of it, man. All right, go ahead.
These great beasts which are four kings.
Yep.
Which shall arise out of the earth.
Yep.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Yeah, so these 4 beasts are 4 kings, all right? The Syrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, all right? And the Greco-Roman Empire.
Mm-hmm.
So in the last empire, which is ruled by Esau, Edom, that's when the Lord will allow the saints to take the kingdom. That's why the tabernacles of David is being risen, man. All right, you got to remember the tabernacle of David, the throne of David represents dominion over the heathens. David dominated the heathens, man. All right, the house of David is here to dominate the heathens, man. And because we in that time of the transition, man. All right, yeah.
And this links directly with Revelation, because it says the same thing about, basically the saints being in power.
Mm-hmm.
So the kingdom can't be for everybody.
Yep.
The saints are a particular nation of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something.
I was gonna get Revelation.
Oh yeah.
Good. You add anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going on
Daniel.
Yep.
Revelation chapter 2, beginning verse 25. But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
Yep, so what are we doing? All right? We're holding fast, all right, faith, hold the fast, your office, whatever your office is, hold fast to it till he come back. And when he come back, we're going to get power over the nation. He's going to divide, all right, the rulership of the earth amongst his men. Remember what we were fighting for, man. I always remember the bigger picture, and it drowns everything else out. When you fully locked into the bigger picture, what is really happening. Like I said, the Bible is a book about rulership. The overtone of the Bible is rulership in the earth, man. This is what these things are talking about. Everything, when you go to Revelation 13 and 16, dealing with the MOTB, that has to do with what, man? This man is trying to gain more control within his rulership, but he's going to fail. You see? Everything that we see, World War III, that's this man, all right, trying to what? Get more of a foothold within this kingdom. So everything that we see has to do with rulership, man. All right? These mandates going forth, this is about rulership, man. Esau is trying to save his empire, but the Bible saying no. All right? This is what's going to happen, man. And that's why it's a thing of faith, man. You going to believe what the Bible say, or you going to believe, all right, in these wolf tickets Esau's selling, man. All right? Go ahead.
And I will give him the morning star.
Yep.
All right, let's point on that.
Yeah, you can go back to Daniel. Jump to Daniel 7 and 26.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Yeah, so the judgment gonna sit. It don't matter what Esau Edom is doing. He's trying to change people's DNA. He's trying to set up a space force to fight Yahweh Shai. No, the judgment is sit. And your kingdom going to be consumed and destroyed. All right? Your resources are going to be consumed by the nation of Israel. when you get that in what that Zechariah 14. Let me see, Zechariah 14, maybe like 12.
I got it.
You got it, bro.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Yep, go ahead.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Yeah, so this is the Lord fighting for the elect of his people. All right? He's going to fight with fire, man. You see? And you people finna be through. You know? Now the Most High is intervening, all right, for the controversies of Israel, man. He's going to intervene with great power. Go ahead.
Keeping in Zechariah.
Yeah, keep reading Zechariah.
And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor.
Yep.
And his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor.
And that's what we see now. Because what do you have now? Great division amongst the people. See, the Most High is orchestrating this, man, for his purpose, man. The Most High is ushering in the rulership of his son, Yahushua. Sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. And this is what the Most High is doing. He's orchestrating this algorithm, all right? Because he's finna position his people in power, man. You know, so we seeing this great division and tumult amongst the people where it was prophesied, man. Go ahead.
And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered.
Yeah, so the wealth of the heathen round about gonna be gathered. That's how you consume an empire, when you consume its resources. All right? And then you destroy their infrastructure, but you consume their resources, and that's what's finna happen, man. All right, go ahead.
This point the Elder Apostle Gabar made, how power isn't destroyed, it's just transferred.
Yep.
You know? It says, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance.
In great abundance. All right? So go back to Daniel 7 and 26 and read it again, and we just read to the end of Daniel.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end.
Yeah, you're going to consume the wealth, but destroy the infrastructure. All right? These cheap-ass, skyscrapers, that's going to be destroyed. This concrete, these roads, all this going to be destroyed, man, because we coming back with gold and silver, baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Precious stones, man. So this infrastructure is going to be destroyed, but we're going to consume, all right, the resources. Go ahead.
And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High.
Yep.
Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
Yep.
And all dominions shall serve and obey him.
That's what we coming to. This is that great transition. It's happening now. All right? And what we're doing each and every day, we're investing into this kingdom that's happening, man, because as we continue to build each other up, during these videos, and we build ourselves up, off camera to be more productive, on these videos, what are we doing, man? All right? We're investing in the kingdom to come. This video, at the end of each video that we do or listen to, the people that listen, all right, should have a more of a mind geared toward the kingdom. What is the spirit of Yahushua doing? It's going throughout the earth and it's teaching the elect to be more, all right, so we can be more compatible for this transition. All right? Us losing things in this life not going to affect us that much because we don't care. We already don't care. It's like, because when we doing lessons, when you're around the brothers, when you're reading, it's like you're hanging around Yahushua. And Yahushua don't give a shit about this society. All right? Or the people in it. You see? So, we already being groomed for the transition, man. We don't care about status. We don't care about clout. All right? We don't care about none of that. So, as this place crumbles, all right, we're going to be good because we're already groomed for the transition, man. You see? You got anything else, bro?
Yeah, I got some.
We in it. We got that.
All All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 8.
Yep.
They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever.
Yep, they shall judge the nation and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever, man. It's constantly talk about that everlasting kingdom, man. All right, that's why this is a great transition from mortal rulership, all right, to immortal rulership, man. You see? Go ahead.
All right, this is the last one I got.
Yep.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But the righteous live forevermore.
Mm-hmm.
Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
Yep.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
Yep, a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. That's what we here for, man. We throne chasing. All right? Every day when we wake up to the point where we obsessed with this, man. We obsessed with this, man. That's the only, we do other things, brothers. You have your downtime and you kind of, bounce yourself out. But at the end of the day, there's always some thought of the kingdom, man. We obsessed with this, man. All right? We have the opportunity. You got to understand the opportunity that we're blessed with. We have to cherish this, man. You see? We're blessed with the opportunity to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. How many men on earth has been granted that, man? You know?
For with his right hand shall he cover them,
Mm-hmm.
and with his arm shall he protect them.
Yo, that's Yahweh Shai. So we covered, man. Like, we don't give a damn. And the more you believe that Yahweh Shai got you, man, the more you don't care about how things can turn out, man. All right? Faith in Yahweh Shai, removes the what if, man. We in a time now where we just fully persuaded in everything that we believe, man.
Yeah, it's on there, bro.
Okay, come. We close it out.
Yeah, so with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. To you, Akim, Akiwa, Akwakim. All right, so with that, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash, the Bonnetai, the Apostles, the Bishops, Great Millstone, still well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.